Welcome back, students, to part two of this program here on the dimensions of quality. What is quality? And we are discussing about the dimensions of quality. Now, after performance, the second dimension of quality is features. What can the product do, or what does the service give in addition to the performance? So, features are the bells and whistles of a product and services. Such like, for example, if you are flying on an aeroplane, you get free drinks. Everybody likes nice free drinks, but some of the airlines even give you wine and beer and peanuts and delicious snacks as well. If you were to buy a television today, not only you want to have bright TV and clear pictures, you may also want to have features such as low power consumption, smart Wi-Fi capability. And do you remember when the Japanese went into the watch market and they wanted to compete with the Swiss? They used features. In fact, many Japanese products went very global because they added more features. Swiss watches, you can tell the minute and the hour and the second hand. There's a bonus with the second hand. And if you pay a lot more money, you might even get a date. And what did the Japanese do? They make day and date or dates as a normal function of a watch. So then the Swiss start to lose the market share. The next dimension is reliability. Now, how often does the product fail? This is an extremely important feature. Nobody likes to have a product that is not reliable. Everybody wants a product that is reliable, and especially for customers, like women who, for cars, for example, women like to purchase cars that are highly reliable because they do not know how to troubleshoot and fix car problems, so they would want to have a very reliable vehicles. They hate to be stranded by the side of the road, for example. Reliability for photocopying machines, for example, very important in the workplace. So it's measured by a number of breakdowns per 10,000 sheets of paper or per 1,000 sheets of paper. Computers, for example, are required to be very reliable. For farmers need to have very reliable agricultural equipment, especially because harvest is short, and if you have a vehicle that breaks down, that could really mean a loss of a lot of money. And shoes, you need to have reliable shoes because you're running or you're walking and you can't come back home properly. Look very embarrassing if your slippers break off or your shoes comes off and you are walking in an awkward manner. And for weapons are extremely important. I remember when I was using the M16 very long ago. They were okay to use in the range, but when you go to the jungle and you try to use it and it goes in the mud and so on, they were highly unreliable. And at that point in time during the Vietnam War, the US troops were using M16 weapons, and they found a lot of malfunction because in the jungle where it's very wet, it doesn't operate, and the defense budget, I think they ended up with a $15 billion bill to repair many of the weapons because of the unreliability. Next one is about conformist standards. Is it made exactly as designed or intended to be used? And sometimes you get very frustrated, when you purchase something, and let's say, for example, a plating part. If it's a chrome plating part, you expect to see something chrome plating, and it has to be bright chrome, not to see the copper at the bottom, just having a few micron thickness of the plating only. And so you get you would want to have a product that is conform to standards, and that means Failure of conformance happens in two places. One, within the factory, and second, in the hands of the customers. So if we fail within the hands of the customer, it's going to be a big problem for the manufacturers. Fifth is durability. What is the difference between durability and reliability? Okay, durability is like this. Let me explain. Suppose you know a light bulb like a fluorescent light. When you install it, it looks very bright. It's very bright, but within maybe a month or 2 months, you notice that the light is not as bright as it should be. And after a year, it's half the brightness. So durability also means the ability to perform within a high lifespan at the optimal design brightness, for example. Solar panels is another example where durability is very important. You will want to have a high efficiency of conversion of solar of light in terms of lumens into electrical power. And solar panels are designed to last perhaps 10 years or 20 years or 25 years. But you will want to have solar panels to continue to provide a high amount of electricity, maybe 80 to 85% electricity in their 40th or 50th year of service. Serviceability. How easy to repair the product or solve the problems at the service center. You know, if you have something to repair and you bring the product back to where you have bought and people take a long time, it's kept in the workshop for months and you cannot use it for months. Just imagine you have a computer. I bought a Toshiba, never buy a Toshiba computer, and I brought it back to Toshiba, and they spent 5 weeks because they could not find a CD-ROM part to repair it. And it was really frustrating. It was under warranty. And so you see what happens when you have bad serviceability. Customer complains, and it's bad reputation for the company. So how easy is it for to repair? Serviceability also means maintainability, which means, like, for example, that you use simple tools. That's why when you manufacture the product, manufacture for maintainability or serviceability by standardizing parts so that the same screwdriver can be used, not different kind of tools, so you can replace the parts very quickly. 7. Aesthetics. Now this is difficult. What does the product or service look like, smell like, sound like, feel like? This is very difficult because this is the dimension of quality that is highly subjective. Okay, what is good for A may not be good for B, and so on. But nonetheless, it is still some kind of pattern where consumer ranking of the product on the basis of taste is possible. So for example, like food is like ice cream, for example. What do customer like about ice cream? Customer like rich ice cream. Customer likes a flavor that is a fresh flavor, that's not artificial tasting, doesn't have chemicals. And by the way, the best customers for ice creams are ladies, not the guys. And this dimension of quality, of course, is very impossible to please. So in marketing, what we do is that we have to define clearly which segment we want to go for, who can afford the product, or what are you designing the product for, the mass market or some segment of the rich market, or whatever, you know, that you want to position your product to. And then of course then you design the product with the aesthetic dimension of quality to suit the customer or to suit the target segment. Lastly, of course, is perceived quality. Perceived quality is inferred from something which is intangible. Okay, it depends on the reputation of the company. For example, reliability. Do you know when you are buying something whether it's reliable or not? No. So how did they sell it? They sell it by the brand. For example, they will say, okay, you know, Mercedes-Benz. Oh, Mercedes-Benz very lasting. So people buy Mercedes-Benz buses, they buy Mercedes-Benz lorries.